What's up? In today's podcast, I'm going to talk to you about the number one difference between those that make it and those that don't. And I'm talking about the artists and musicians that make it and those that don't. You don't want to miss this one. Let's go! I spent the last 14 years playing over 1,000 shows, touring 22 different countries, and become a top 40 Billboard charting artist. I fired my record label to go out on my own as an independent artist to market and release my own music, selling thousands of albums and millions of streams. The question I always get is, how did I do it without a label and sell even more music? This podcast is here to show you the way. Join me and follow along as I learn, apply, and share marketing strategies to grow my music business and a loyal fan base. So hey guys, it's a beautiful fall morning. There's a massive truck driving towards me and hopefully it doesn't make a bunch of noise. It's a Mack truck. So I'm just going to move to the left a little bit more on the sidewalk and just getting my exercise here for the morning. Got my Starbucks in tow, drove my daughter to school, already worked for about an hour this morning on some stuff, just getting ready to launch a Kickstarter, which I'm really excited about. We're using ClickFunnels for the whole thing. I've got full control. One of the coolest things that I'm doing is we got this bump, which I'm really excited to see how it does. And basically, fans can they can select their package, but then they can upgrade their package by selecting, which is called a bump, and it's $20, or at least that's what I have it at right now. And they get a personal shout-out video from me. And they also get expedite processing, like shipping and handling. So I'll put their package together first, ship it out a little bit more priority, and I shoot a little personal shout-out video for them for $20. And so I'm really excited to see how that does, because that can make a huge difference on my bottom end without costing me like anything. Probably costs like an extra $5 for the processing, and you know, just while I'm putting together their package, shoot a little video and throw that up on the hard drive. And so yeah, pretty excited about that and seeing how that does, and just rocking this thing. And there's so many things that I have to do for this Kickstarter that I don't want it to fail, and I get all these ideas. And this is where it comes to the difference between the artists that make it and those that don't. And what that is those that write it down. That's right. Writing your goals down, writing your ideas down, not keeping them all inside your head where you forget it. This is the same thing for song ideas, lyric ideas, melodies, everything. Writing it down, recording it, having it in a place where you can come back to it, because I think it was my hero Peter Daniels said, or someone said this, I'll take the dullest pencil over the sharpest mind. Okay? And so that basically means write it down. I'm going to say that again. I'll take the dullest pencil over the sharpest mind, because there's power in writing it down. Writing your dream down, writing your goal down, writing your plan down, that's 80% of its fulfillment right there. And then the 20% is just you acting upon it. And I'll even just say this, that it's amazing. I'll write all these ideas down, and but then it comes down to me acting upon them. And I find when they're right there, it's like a checklist, just like boom, 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 go through each one of them and just smash that out. But it's funny because I'm thinking about this Kickstarter, and there's all these people I want to reach out to and ask to promote and help get it out there and everything like that, because obviously there's my list and my influencer list, but then there's also people that can influence for me and reach more people. And I'm all about, using leverage of my friends' fan bases and everything like that. And when it comes down to it, it's like, why not ask? Like, just ask. Like, what's the harm in asking, And so, I'm a pretty unashamed guy to just ask. I just got to make sure that, I'm prepared to do favors for other people when it comes time. But I can't remember to ask. I can't remember to do all these amazing things and all these ideas if I don't write it down, if I don't put it down. And so I have a journal. Sometimes I write in my journal. I brought just a little notepad with me this morning. I was sketching some ideas last night, and I'm going to do it again tonight. Sometimes I keep a notepad on my phone or on my computer where I just have all these ideas. I personally like paper the most because there's something tangible about that I can just, look at it and reference it and put circles around it or stars on the most important stuff and, highlight if I have to and just, get that plan. Like sometimes I'll actually take one of my old manifest posters because we bought I have these really giant posters we bought honestly in 2010. I think we bought way over 1,000 of them. We bought I don't know, we got them for 10 cents or something stupid cheap because I was touring like a beast, and we still have some of them. So I sometimes take one of them and I use it to write out my whole plan as this big sheet and stuff. Sometimes I do that and write out all my ideas, and then it's just my attack plan. All right. And so you want to have an attack plan for whatever it is. I don't know. It's you're working on a new album, if it's your marketing plan, if it's a song idea, just getting all kinds of thoughts and ideas down. You don't want to lose those. All right. I don't know if you've ever experienced having an idea for something and then you forgot it, and then you never remember it again. I have had that, and that is the most frustrating thing ever. And so that's why you want to write these things down, because, you can have a hit song idea and forget it. And I've learned my lesson in the studio. Whenever we're coming up with ideas, melodies, the recorder's always going so that we can be oh, what was that again? What did you do right there? Because sometimes you just freestyle a melody idea or something like that, and then you forget it, and you're oh, that's what it was. So anyways, pretty excited. I want to welcome all the new Fanbase University members. We just had a call the other day, and it was just awesome. So many great questions. We really tackled Facebook ads and really showed you guys how to use the Facebook ads manager and what's working and what's not, and how to be profitable with ads and stuff like that, so that you can make this work. And personally, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, definitely the best ROI I have seen. Spotify ads are awesome, and I talk about those in Spotify Profits. I talk about them which is in Fanbase University. I was about to promote a course there, but all my courses are inside of Fanbase University now. So when you join that, you get access to all those courses. And but one of the questions that was asked about Spotify Profits, running Spotify ads, is, Chris, what's your ROI on it and whatever. And I was showing you guys inside of my Spotify ads and just kind of showing the different, click-through rates and the responses and, targeting and whatnot. And just explaining, though, that look, Spotify, for me, running ads to Spotify is an investment. Okay, I'm trying to grow my followers. I can see that I have about 96,000 followers just about, and I'd really like to get to 100,000 before, I release my next song. And so I'm dumping money into it because I notice that when I do release a new song, everybody gets notified, and I have the opportunity of just growing exponentially with that. And sure, I'm not making money off of Spotify on the front end with the ads, but because I continue to grow it, and fans just don't listen to my music once, they find me, I find a new fan, and then the fan goes, holy crap, look at all these songs by Manifest, and they start checking it all out, and then hopefully they come and they support my Kickstarter, or they buy merch off of my website, or they just keep streaming and sharing it, you know what I mean? And it can just be really exponential, but you got to be willing to put the money in and to get this shit moving. All right, I think I haven't even finished writing this email. I need to write it when I get back, but I was calling it lattes. What did I call it? It was lattes versus something. I can't remember, but it was basically it was lattes versus fans, I think it was. And it was okay, you're willing to spend your money on your lattes, on your eating out, but you're not willing to spend your money to get yourself some more fans, because then eventually your fans, or ultimately your music, will buy you your lattes and whatnot. And I remember, sacrificing and being just look, I can either buy this drink or go eat out, or I can put that into marketing my music and building this dream. And for a long time, I sacrificed. Okay, I suffered. I went through the pain of going without, not having certain things, so that now I can enjoy these things. And I think what it was is I was shopping the other day, and there's this jacket at H&M, and I'm wearing it right now, but it's this camo jacket, and I love it. It's long and just, it fits great. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to get it. And I was just like, do I buy this? You know, and it was only 60, 70 bucks Canadian. So that's like 50 US. Okay, so 50 bucks US. And I'm thinking to myself, like, well, am I advertising my music right now? And I was like, yes, I'm running an ad for Manifest that's like 200 bucks a day, and it's killing it, and it's 200 US. So it's like 260 Canadian, okay, a day. So I can justify this one spend, you know what I mean? And because this is the thing, I feel guilty when I'm not marketing my music, because I'm always thinking to myself, like, well, like if I'm not like marketing, like I'm not growing, and nobody's finding out about me, and I can't just expect like, oh, whatever happens, you know, like already with like the Spotify algorithm with this new song, like it did really good and got me all these new fans, and I'm up to, I think, 325,000 monthly listeners, because it went down to 305, and I wanted to keep that thing cranking up, and I never want to go below 300 again, and I'd really like to hit 400 and stay up there for the rest of my career and keep growing. But I realized, like, look, okay, the song's been out a week. What am I going to do to keep the fire going, you know? And so I'm also running YouTube ads, and my Spotify ad finished for that one song, for that new song. And so I need to do other things. Yeah, we're going to radio and pushing that in the US and all kinds of stuff. And it's like, okay, what can I do to keep fueling that fire? And so I know we want to release another song in another couple weeks, and just keep fueling this thing until it just, you know, exponentially grows, and I just continue to get more fans. And so I encourage you, you know, keep investing. If you got to sacrifice a little bit so that you can grow bigger, do it. Okay. One thing my buddy Shane, buddy of mine, he sacrificed huge and sold his house and downsized so him and his wife could work on their online business more and just crush stuff and just cut expenses so they could invest it back into their career. And you know, I've thought me and my wife have done that so many times, where we've sold stuff, downsized, canceled things so that we could have more money to put into the music business. And I encourage you to do the same thing, okay? And I wouldn't tell you to do anything that I haven't already done. And I encourage you, if you have not yet joined Fanbase University, join us. Come hang out. Come learn this stuff and implement this stuff. Learn it, do it. Learn it, do it. Write it down, do it. Go put in your calendar right now. I'm going to save up money. I'm going to start putting aside in my budget to be a part of Fanbase, and that'll be your education program. Because that's a whole other thing about writing it down. Like, you know, the difference between those that make it and those that don't are those that learn. Okay? Because if you learn certain strategies and tactics and stuff like that, you avoid learning the hard way. Okay, and you 10x your fan base a lot faster because you're learning certain strategies and things that move you forward. Do you want to get where you want to go in 5 years, or do you want to get it there in 1 year? You know, do you want to take another 10 years to get there, or do you want to get there in 2? Okay, that's why I hire people. That's why I learn. That's why I read books. That's why, you know, I'm constantly part of programs and things and educating. And honestly, anyone that you're learning from, if you don't hear them say that they're also learning, you need to stop learning from them, because that means they're not practicing what they preach. They're not continuing their education. And you better believe I will never, until I'm dead, I will never stop learning and growing. Like, I love learning and growing. I love learning what the next thing is, because I want to continue to grow Manifest. I want to continue to grow as a person. And obviously I always teach you guys all the cool stuff as soon as I learn it. So anyways, I hope that was helpful today. The last lesson I'll say is, again, write it down, write it down, write it down. I'll take the dullest mind I'll take the dullest pencil over the sharpest mind. Okay, so don't forget to write it down. And hey, I look forward to seeing you in the next call. I want to remind you that a fighter isn't someone who never fails. A fighter is someone who never quits. So if you're a struggling artist and you're just trying to figure out this music industry, you want to go full time with your music, you want to get noticed on social media, or learn how to launch an album, an EP, or just get your music more marketed out there, I want to encourage you to check out my coaching program called Fanbase University. Every single month, I jump on the phone 2 times with my students and I coach them and I teach them how to market their music, how to get noticed, how to handle booking agents, record labels, and just get their music out there. Also, you get access to exclusive training, you get interviews with music industry professionals. If you want to find out more and not do this on your own, not struggle, because I've wasted thousands of dollars on my career and now I want to coach other artists. Check out my program, fanbaseuniversity.com, or click the link below to find out more info.